Come on, you guys, let's go. Raheem Sterling finally officially announced. Sorry if I absolutely exploded your eardrums. I wanted to just give you guys a bit of a surprise. Wake up, feel the excitement. The first new big signing, the first big, I guess, marquee signing now under the Todd Boehly era has officially been completed. The second one is coming later this week in Kalidou Koulibaly. Things are starting to happen in this window, you guys, and in today's video, learn the latest news surrounding the announcement, plus my thoughts and opinions behind Raheem Sterling. Well, I'm going to be quite realistic here. I feel like after seeing how I had high hopes for Lukaku and how things panned out in the end, that I need to come with a different perspective now and, you know, not get too carried away. So if you guys are excited by this announcement, if you guys are happy with the signing of Raheem Sterling, if you guys are happy that more big players are coming in soon, then smash out this like button. Help me get over 5,000 likes in today's video. Ambitious number, but we got to be ambitious as some of you guys. The football club has to. So without wasting any more time, now ever since agreeing the final fees to sign him for Man City on Monday, Sterling has had to complete his medicals in London, and yesterday he flew out to the States, of course, with Todd Boehly and with Armando Broja as well too. Now, as I told you guys in the videos a few days back, expect his announcement to come on a Wednesday because it's like an 11-hour flight to get to the States and a lot of time's needed, and the club's media department team are already out there in the States too. So earlier today we were getting some hints and glimpses that the announcement was coming as Sterling, through his official Twitter page, released a farewell message to his Man City fans. Here's what he had to say. 7 seasons, 11 major trophies, and lifetime of memories. To the coaching staff who played a massive role in my development over the years, to my teammates who have become more than just those that I share a pitch with, to the backroom staff, to the office staff, to the fans who have tirelessly supported the team, and to everyone involved with Man City, my respect for you couldn't be greater. What a ride it's been. I am thankful for the ups and downs, as it's the downs that have at times tested my strength of resolve and enabled me to stand here in front of you as the best possible version of myself. I arrived in Manchester as a 20-year-old. Today I leave as a man. Thank you for your endless support. It's been an honour to wear the shirt of Man City. Raheem Sterling. Guy is a classy guy. Let's keep things real. The nonsense he's had to suffer with a stupid, biased, racist, stereotypical media who are constantly tarnishing his image based on, you know, some of the most nonsensical reports. Like, you guys, it's way too humid and hot today in London for me to even start really deep in some of the behaviour he's had to deal with from press in this country. But the fact that he had all these difficulties growing up as you're still finding yourself as society and media trying to, you know, come at you every single time, trying to wait for you to slip up, tells you everything you need to know about his mentality. And he left Liverpool with the ambition of growing and being better, and he leaves Man City now knowing that he wants to be that talisman for a new team and the star player at a club that can match his sporting ambitions. Sterling's always been an ambitious guy, and I just think that in terms of the personality and profile, it's great for him to come back and return back here and make something happen. Now, we turn to the club's official website right now to hear some of the first words said by Raheem Sterling now that he's officially signed for us. As it says here, England star Raheem Sterling has joined us on a 5-year contract. Of course, the site just basically talks about his time at Man City, the goals he scores. We know that Sterling and goals, they're synonymous with each other. But scrolling down, wow, Sterling's looking quite dapper in our new kit, I have to say. Here's what he has to say. First and foremost, it's a pleasure to be here. I've obviously achieved a lot of my career so far. Yeah, we've been seeing you securing Prem titles after Prem titles, but there is still so much for me to achieve, and I'm really looking forward to doing that in a Chelsea shirt under Thomas's management. London is my home, where it all started for me, and it's amazing I now have the opportunity to play in front of my friends and family week in, week out at Stamford Bridge. I'm really looking forward to meeting their fans there soon. I do want to take the opportunity to thank Todd, Dad, the ownership group, Thomas, and all involved in the process of getting me here. I can't wait to get going now. I continue to do my talking on the pitch. And Todd Boehly also had words to say behind the signing of Raheem Sterling. He says Raheem Sterling is a serial winner and his signing is an important step in strengthening our squad. We are delighted for Raheem to return to London with Chelsea, and we look forward to seeing his world-class talent on display at Stamford Bridge. There you have it, you guys. Sterling is Chelsea. Sterling has signed. What a big day. And now we know that he signs a 5-year deal with the option to extend by a further year. That's a part of his clauses as well. On $300,000 a week. big boy wages, and now it's his opportunity to be that talisman that he wasn't able to be at Man City anymore. So I think right now is a perfect time for me to give my thoughts and opinions behind the signing, and I want to start things off. As I said at the start of this video, I got way too gassed with Lukaku last year. I thought he would be the missing piece completely, and things would just absolutely just take off and make sense. It didn't end up happening. For me, Sterling is making the right decision now to leave Man City, because I feel like his talismanic effects under Pep Guardiola has been dwindling consistently ever since he's been like 23, 24. I think over the past 2 seasons, we've noticed that even more, with last season in particular being a season where Sterling wasn't really turned to for any of the big games. I mean, you're looking at Man City's Champions League run near the end, where Sterling's coming off the bench to, played 10 minutes and ran out tired defences. And on top of that as well too, he wasn't really starting in the big games against teams in the Premier League either. A lot of the goals he scored, and he scored quite a bit. In all total competitions, he got 16 goals and 7 assists. I mean, these are numbers that like our players have to work really hard for just to be able to achieve. And he kind of did that during just like a decent season by his own standards. But in the Premier League, he got 13 goals, and 10 of those goals came against only 4 separate clubs. They were like 2 separate games versus Norwich, where he scored a combined total of 4 goals against them. 2 versus Newcastle, 2 versus Leicester, and 2 versus Wolves. So that's like at least 10 of those goals. And I kind of think that it kind of shows a little bit of a pattern that formed recently with Sterling and the past few seasons. The player showing a lot of highs and lows in terms of his form. During moments of like great form and confidence, the goals were coming in thick and fast, but there was always a dip to follow. And I just think that I'd imagine Sterling knows he can do a lot better. And I think realistically, one of the reasons behind the struggles is that Guardiola has been slowly transitioning away from his original attacking plan at Man City. I mean, it makes sense. You have to constantly refresh how you play. Under Sir Alex Ferguson, we saw a lot of different teams every 3-4 seasons, and that's how you keep yourself fresh, especially when you're a manager at a football club for many, many years. But I think in the end, Pep Guardiola focusing more on like Foden, Grealish, and Mahrez, like 1v1 dribblers instead of like the explosive, wide pace of your Sanes, naturally was going to affect the form and ability of the player near the ends. But at the same time, with the money we're paying him and the expectations and responsibility around this type of move, there are certain expectations that naturally I need to have on a player that's world class and has been doing it at the highest level for years and years. I'm not going to pretend that I haven't seen a dip in his high forms. We're seeing dips in things like his dribbles completed, his goal scoring output, and overall just his importance and use for Man City. His overall big game effectiveness. These are the details, the small details that I haven't been seeing over the past season, and of course second season as well too. But is this proof that Sterling has declined and isn't as good as he used to be? Absolutely not. What I'm really trying to stress is that a new environment was needed for the player. An environment where his game, how he plays, is going to be strengthened, is going to be utilized and used correctly. And I think this is why he makes sense for us. Not only through his, his leadership, his experience, his mentality, he's going to have a great effect on the younger players like Pulisic and Hudson-Odoi. You'd imagine they're going to really pay a lot of attention to Raheem Sterling. And there's a reason why all the guys in the club are very gassed and excited by Sterling signing for us. But I just think that now he has this new environment, it's up to Sterling now to really just kick on, push on. And if he wants to be that talisman for us, he has to prove it and he has to work on that. I say this because I think as Chelsea fans, I think our dream for like a talisman effect type of player is always going to be an image of like an Eden Hazard in our heads. When moments are hard, when games are tough, we need that bit of inspiration. Like let's say during the last 15 minutes of a very tight game, or some inspiration against a team that's just sitting back and parking the bus. We want to see big players at big clubs stepping up. And I feel like it's in these moments in particular now where Sterling has to really make himself announced and known to the fan base, because these are the moments we as fans will be judging him for and looking at him towards. It's not just about scoring the goals. At Man City, some people are cynical. Some people could say things like, if you're playing alongside some of the best players in the country, it's going to be a bit easier for you to score goals. For example, differences between the goals that Sterling scores at City compared to how I think it could be for us next season is the fact that Man City just naturally flood the box with more men. They push a lot more men forwards, and with Sterling, he's not necessarily the guy on the end of the move solely. He is one of he's part of a pack that's getting inside the box, and due to his intelligence, his understanding of pace, his timing, and how to like make those blindsided runs and behind, and all those crucial details you need to be successful and score goals. He is able to find the best moments inside the box to receive. I think we have the potential to do that. I'm hoping next season under Thomas Tuchel we are gonna be more offensive, more aggressive. We have the talent out wide in James and Joel and Mount and others that can put those crosses inside the books. And I think that if you're going to rely upon a goal-scoring winger, we have to make sure we do our bit as well to get the best out of his game and make sure the system is fully on point to make that happen. But again, I just want to make sure, and I'm saying this because I know why Sterling left Man City, because he wants to be that key leader and figure at a team again. He's come to Chelsea Football Club. He's back in London, where of course he wasn't born and raised, he's from Jamaica, but this is where he came to from Jamaica, man. He's been in London, he's near Wembley, I don't even know where he's been. I told you guys the stories of the times he used to play goals in Alberton as well, and he's, even from back then, I've literally only ever heard positive things about Raheem Sterling, and this is back when this guy was, I think, at the QPR Academy when he was like 14, 15, so it does get a bit surreal when I see him on TV knowing, right, like I knew about you and now you're actually really doing it at the highest level. So on that sentimental note, it's nice that Sterling's here. And I do feel that with the support of the club, the new teammates, and of course, his own personal ambitions to keep striving and pushing himself on, he signs for us at the best possible time. And I feel like with those combined factors working together, we could get the best possible version of Raheem Sterling that could absolutely transform how we attack and break teams down. So you guys, they're my thoughts and opinions behind the signing. How do you feel about this news? I'm the EFC, this is Blue Lions TV. I'll catch you guys later with some more videos. Cool.